Hello friends, I wanted to show you a new-ish tool that you have access to in your Outlook ribbon called the scheduling poll. Now, I know some of you are using tools like Doodle to create scheduling polls. You're trying to find a time to meet with a group of people. So you reach out to this third-party app, and as you can see here, lots of ads happening around the screen, and you're sharing your meeting information with a whole separate company called Doodle. So you might be interested in using something within our own organization and within our own tools in Microsoft. So what I've done here, I'm in Outlook and I'm in Outlook Classic. There are about 1,000 versions of Outlook out there right now. So here's where the scheduling poll lives in Classic Outlook. I'm in a new email and I see the scheduling poll kind of on the right side of the message tab. If you're in the new Outlook, you may have to browse through your options in the More menu all the way on the right side, this little ellipses in your ribbon, and scroll down looking for scheduling poll. Now, the first step with the scheduling poll is to actually start inviting people. So I have a few people in the to line of this email. I'm going to pop out my new scheduling poll button. And at the top here, I can set my duration, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever you prefer here. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I suggest you keep meeting hours toggled on. If you toggle this off, you're going to get timing outside of people's regular work hours, like 10 p.m., which I'm guessing you probably don't want in most instances. I can select a date here from the calendar. I'll just keep this on the current date and scroll down a little bit. Now, what this tool will do is look through people's calendars and see what times are available for everybody in your list. If I scroll down a little further, I'm seeing some times where maybe one person isn't available and other people are. Now, I did include somebody outside WSU in this email because I wanted to show you what that does. Obviously, you can't see calendars for people outside our organization, so this person will be kind of a mystery until or unless they respond to my poll. But you can absolutely include them. They can absolutely respond to your scheduling poll. So I'm going to be creating this poll. I'm going to pick a few times here that I think will work really well. And this is what I want to include as options. You may just select all of these if you want to. And I may scroll up to the top here and find a couple other days. If I want to include additional days in this poll, I can come up to date, find a different date, and pop a few extra times in here. Now I've got some people not available, but I'm just going to ignore that and go ahead and include these additional times as well. Once you're done selecting times, you can click Next. And this is going to show all of the times that you have just included in your scheduling poll. But scroll down and look for some additional options because there's more here. So first of all, this is going to default to creating a Teams meeting once you do find a time that works for everyone. If you're wanting this to be an in-person meeting, you may want to toggle that off and put a different location in here. There's also all the way at the bottom here, again, there's a scroll bar here, additional poll settings. So if I pop out my additional poll settings and scroll down a little further, these might be important to you. These are some additional options that you have here. So I could, for instance, say, you know what, I don't want Outlook to automatically schedule a time once a consensus is reached. I want to pick the time from all the times that I find. So by the way, if there are multiple times that work for everybody, once everyone's responded, this is going to pick the first available consensus time. Another option that you may or may not want is this hold selected times on my calendar. So right now, if I send this out, every single one of those times is held on my calendar so nothing else gets scheduled. You may or may not want that. That is the default behavior, but you can toggle that off. You also may or may not want to be notified every time somebody votes in the poll. Really up to you. I'm going to keep just the defaults here and I'm going to click Create Poll. And I can see what this looks like here in my email. This is also what it's going to look like to my attendees when I send out this invitation. So I'm going to go ahead and send this out and then I'll show you what this looks like on the recipient's end. Okay, I've just opened up this email as the recipient and I would like to vote. I can see there's 7 time options, but I want to go ahead and vote in this poll. Click Vote. Okay, so once your recipient clicks on that voting button, this looks very similar to other meeting scheduling softwares like Doodle, for instance. I can check off any times that work for me and decline times that don't work for me. And when I'm ready, I can press Vote. Just to show you what this looks like on a recipient's end who's outside of WSU, here is my outsider from her Gmail account. She gets a similar vote button. Similarly, she can select some times that work for her. And notice that as other people have voted, I can see, I'm the third person coming in here now, I can see how other people have voted or if they've voted. So I'm going to find a couple times here. I'll say no to a few up here and press vote. Now, because I had toggled on that I wanted to be notified as people were voting, I'm going to get these emails every time somebody votes saying my poll has a new vote from so-and-so, and I can see how many votes have been collected overall, and I can view the poll. Nice little summary here too. So I can come in here and keep an eye on this as we receive more votes, or even before we're done receiving votes. I know I'm still waiting on this one person. I could still schedule a meeting from here if I wanted to. Remember, there was a setting that would automatically schedule a meeting once a consensus was reached. So I could either wait for this final person to vote, or I can say, this is going to be the time I think that's going to work the best. I'm going to go ahead and schedule a meeting. So here's the meeting with all of my people automatically added to the attendance list for the time that I'd selected. I can press send and we've got our meeting set up. So I hope that was a helpful tool to learn about, and maybe this will take the place of some of those third-party meeting poll apps like Doodle for you as you're scheduling your meetings going forward.